What's up, everybody? It is Guy Smiley here, and it is officially May the 4th weekend. I've got my Star Wars shirt on. You probably can't see it in this in the shot currently, but here it is. It's got a little Darth Vader patch on the pocket area. But anyways, in this video we are going to be taking a look at a speeder bike that I made from the Star Wars Clone Wars 2003 animated series. It's quite the mouthful. I'll probably put a clip of the show right now.
Mount up.
Yes, sir.
So that you guys can see what it actually looked like in the show, if you guys have not seen it. So let's get started with this video right now. So here is the dark gray version of the speeder bike, and the rider is disassembled. I previously had a version where the rider could sit fully assembled on a plate, but I really didn't like the way that version looked. This version looks so good. It looks so accurate. The rider looks like he's actually riding the bike, like he's sitting in a way that would be kind of accurate to the way somebody would actually sit on a speeder bike. And the legs there's no hips, and the legs are detached from the hips, and they're just kind of attached on these 1x1 plates with clips there. So they look really good, and they're in a really cool position there. And the base, the stand here, I actually made this morning. Last minute, I was like, yeah, I don't really like this black stand that I was using to display the bikes on, so I wanted to make something that looked a little bit better and kind of popped better and really added to the display of the bike. And I think this looks really cool because now I can display the bike in really dynamic positions and stuff, which looks really cool. And the dark red there, actually on the base, it could be blood if you want it to be. I mean, a battle did just occur, so it definitely is probably meant to be blood. But I kind of put it there as an allusion to the series that this bike is from, because in that series they always had these dark red explosions that happened, like smoke would be dark red, and they just looked really cool. So that's where I kind of got the idea to add the dark red in the base there. And I think that's going to be it for this one. There's a clone trooper, and he's got his lance. This is actually a decal. This is a decal that I made quite a long time ago. I designed these for this bike. And I just printed it out and put it on that piece on the front of the speeder bike, because I don't think that there's a way to get that that clone trooper visor pattern on the front in a purist way, because there's no Lego piece that has that kind of design on it. So I don't know. That's the only way I could think to do that at the moment. And here is the other version. This is the white version, and it has Obi-Wan riding it. This was after the main battle had taken place, and Obi-Wan was wearing a clone helmet, which was actually really cool, how they made Obi-Wan have clone trooper armor on. But he lost his helmet, and now he has this custom-made area light, like hair and beard piece, which is actually very rare. They made them a very long time ago, and they do not sell them anymore. So I was lucky to find one from somebody who was willing to sell it to me. But it's really cool. It looks very accurate to what he looks like in the actual show, because he does have like a really cool beard and stuff. And his hair is kind of a different kind of hairstyle than any Lego part that we have right now for him. And this version is white, obviously, as you can see. I'm not really sure how I like the white. I think I might like the gray a little bit better, because then you can kind of differentiate between the white armor of the clone trooper and the actual bike. Because with having the bike the same color as the clone trooper, it makes it kind of hard to differentiate between them, especially in pictures and stuff. So yeah, let's get into the instructions for this bike right now, I guess. So first we are going to start with the front part of the bike here, because I don't want to have too many parts on the table at once. Here are the first set of parts that you're going to need to build the bike. So let's start off with the main frame of it, I guess. We can start off by putting these two parts like this, connected in this fashion. Like that. And then we're going to take this piece and put it right down there on the bottom. And then this part right here, I think. Yes, that is correct. Then we're going to take this and put it right there. And then another one like so. And then we're going to take these two things, these 1x1 round plates with the hole, and put them in here, right on both sides of that. And then we're going to take one of these and put a 1x2 plate there, 1x1 plate on the bottom, and another tile like that. Then we're just going to do that for the other side again. But leave a comment down below if you guys have ever seen this animated series. I think that a lot of people that are watching this right now might actually be a little bit young for that, you know? I mean, it's kind of weird to think about, but it was from a long time ago, so I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, because it has not been on TV for a very long time. But anyways, this is that part is done. So now we will put this right here and this right there. This there, that there, and then put all the things over here, you know? But then we will take this, put this right there, another 1x1 plate. And then this part has the decal applied to it. I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to do decals in this video. You guys probably already know how to make decals. If not, you guys can search up a tutorial, because there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to make decals for Legos. Then we got to make the handlebars. Now, I had to use one hand as a handlebar, and then this is the one that the person actually holds, because the driver only has one hand to hold the handlebars with, because the other hand is used for the weapon, whatever weapon he has, be it a lightsaber or a lance. So this one actually has to be smaller, because otherwise this, like if you used another one of these, it would get in the way of the rider's hand. And you wouldn't want that, because it wouldn't look good. You wouldn't be able to have the rider holding a weapon if you used another one of these pieces. And then we're going to do the actual, the nacelles, I think they're called. Nacelles? The nacelles? The front little things on the speeder bike. The front things. We're going to do the front things now. One goes in here. Like that. And then another one goes on the opposite side. And then you're gonna place these at a slight angle, pretty much actually, so that this is parallel to this. So that kind of makes it easy. And that looks very good. And then of course we have the front grille, the front air intake. This part was really hard for me to design in Lego form, because the front air intake on the real bike has a sort of like a little thing coming out, and there's no Lego part that I can use for that, unfortunately. So I just had to settle for kind of like a more flat version that's not really as accurate as I would like it to be. But I think it looks okay. I think it gets the point across. But here is the front part of the bike, and now let's move on to the back part. And here are the parts that you're going to need for the back of the speeder bike. So let's start by taking this piece here, a Travis brick, and placing these kind of at an angle and not all the way in. Now this part is where it gets kind of fiddly. It's very kind of, you just kind of have to mess around with the parts until they kind of fit in the correct way. And then you put this right here, like that. And then you take this, another one of these 1x1 rounds with the hole in the middle. I love this part, by the way. This is one of my favorite Lego pieces because it allows you to put bars into a plate, and it's just really cool. It's a good part. I'm really glad that they finally made it a couple of years ago. So we have this, and now what are we going to do next? We need to put this right here on top like that, and then we have to take these. We're going to put a tile on both sides like this. And then we're going to put this on there. And now you could use just 2 of these 1x3 tiles if you have them. I'm kind of short on them, so I'm using a 1x1 tile with a 1x2 tile. And then you're just going to place this on the back like this. So now you can see you have your things under there. You've got the back right here. And now, what do we need to do now? Now we have to take this and put it right here. Like this. If I can get that on. There we go. And hold on. I think that this is actually supposed to be... This is supposed to go right here. Yes, that's correct. That is supposed to go right there. So like that. So now we have to place these lightsaber holders right on there. So that we have them like that. And then we have to put these in here in the lightsaber holders. Now these are going to form the actual like the leg things, the leg stands, the kickstand. And then we're going to place this on there, and then this on there. And then we're going to put this right in here on that 1x1 round plate right in the middle of it. Now it just barely fits. It works, but it is a little bit fiddly, as I said. You're just going to have to mess with it until it fits properly. I think I got it right there. Yeah, so these have to be low enough, otherwise this won't fit. So, and you also have to put these, you have to put them in this orientation, because if you put this side right here, I don't think it'll work, because this is a little bit thicker than this end, so I think it'll hinder this from actually connecting. So now we're going to take a bar. It is this kind of bar. This is like the shorter one. There's a longer one that's a little bit longer. This is the shorter version. And we're going to place these in consecutive concession like this. And you want them to be a little bit connected, but not all the way. Like maybe just a little bit connected, but definitely not pushed all the way together. Because you wanna have this nice looking ribbed seat right there. Like, see, that might be too far. Just barely connected. So like that. And you want them kind of like right in this position here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this and attach it there. So we're starting to see the bike come together. And then, oh yeah, these go in the back. Right here. These are kind of like the air outtakes. The air outtakes. I'm not sure if that's a word. But that's where the air comes out, I guess, from when it goes in. And, or maybe they're some kind of steering things, like they go in and out when you need to steer. I'm not sure, but the real bikes do have these there. And I was really happy that I was able to get this little detail on, because it looks really good from the back. Because the real bikes, they do have like exactly this thing on the back. So it's pretty cool to actually get that exact detail in there. And you're gonna put this piece right here. This does not actually do anything, but when you connect the front like this, you might need to move this a little bit like that. Like that. You want to put that inside the right inside that piece right there. and it will kind of snap in because the piece is a little bit wider than this opening here. But once it goes inside, it kind of fills in with the underside of the plate. So it kind of just fills in the gap there and makes it adds a little bit of stability just because now there's not open space without parts actually in them. And now I need to move the handlebars a little bit up so that I can put that there. And now you can see it is done. There is the bike. It looks really cool. Now you guys can see it without a rider as well. This is what it looks like. So now that we have the bike completed, we are ready to put the rider on. Now getting the rider on is also a little bit fiddly. You have to have a minifigure and you have to take his legs off. And then you have to put a plate and another plate on the bottom, or you can use 2 round studs, which I think just adds a little bit more shape to his body. And then you have to take the legs off of the hips. And so first we're going to connect the trooper to the one handlebar there. Now his lance, I'm sure you guys don't need me to show you guys how to make the lance, because it's pretty simple. It's just a lance, a Lego lance with one of these black things here, and then another bar connected to that. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put the legs on these things here and kind of slope them inward. Just kind of mess around with it a little bit. It takes a while to get it right because it is a little bit like everything moves on it. It's not like a stable bike. Like these things move, this moves, like the rider moves, and because it's built pretty much on one bar. So that's why everything is kind of a little bit hard to get in the right position. But once you do, it just looks so good. The previous version where you didn't have to disassemble the rider to put on was kind of built on just a normal plate, but it definitely did not look very good. And that's why I never posted about it, because it just didn't look good. And there you have it. That's kind of what you want it to look like. You guys can play with it. It's very hard to actually get it perfect with a camera between my hands and my head. So yeah, but this looks pretty good. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment on the video if you guys are doing anything cool for May the 4th, or if you like this build and you actually built it yourself, because I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts on it. And I think that's going to be it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.
Mountaintop.